He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience?
I think Katt Williams uncovered a problem that we didn't really know existed. The episode last week where he called out a bunch of fellow comedians, some could argue that it was full of negativity and drama being stirred up by a bitter and washed up comedian, but the internet loved it. Apart from the fact that it was entertaining, I think there's another good reason why it was so popular. I'll lay out some points in the video and you guys can let me know what you think. So Katt called out a bunch of people on the Club Shay Shay podcast. I'll be sure to play some of my favorite parts in a sec. A quick intro for those of you who might not be as familiar with Katt. He's a stand-up comic who's been around since the late 90s. He used to be one of the biggest comedians on the planet before he sort of fell out of the spotlight, but he's still been regularly touring and putting out specials. It's pretty unheard of for someone that big and who's been around for that long to drag so many names through the dirt. In the comedy world, it feels like most people have nothing but nice things to say about their fellow comics. Then there's just a few people who truly speak their mind, and then beyond that, there's Katt Williams, who truly doesn't care about repercussions. How many times have we heard on a podcast, I won't say their names, but this person did that, or they just bleep out the names when they're trash talking about someone. So they all have their opinions, but they choose to keep it to themselves. And the reason most would say is to stay professional. But this is comedy, not corporate America. Like, some of these guys hump stools on stage. I would say it's because no one wants the conflict or they don't want to upset someone for one main reason, and that is self-interest. Someone you could be arguing with today could be in between you and a big movie role tomorrow. That's Hollywood. Everyone's friendly or fake friendly, but maybe there's just a little too much love or fake love going around. Maybe we need a little more honesty instead, even if it's just a fraction of what Katt Williams has.
Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Oba-Kaby and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Cedric's sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
It's a situation.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
I doubt most comics who've been called out by Katt will truly speak their mind, even if they address it. It's probably going to be similar to what Rogan did. And the reason for that is, it's a lose-lose situation. Anyone who goes head-to-head with Katt Williams is going up against someone who is, for one, unfiltered, and 2, has nothing to lose. No one wants to engage with that. He doesn't care about losing out on opportunities. He's already been blackballed. The third reason, and most likely the most important one, is that people love him. He's funny and he feels authentic, which is a very rare combination. He has no allegiance to any network or group. He's really one in a million, which is why I think he adds value to the comedy scene. He's not afraid of upsetting anyone. He's not playing politics.
Joe don't want me on there. I need to be on Shannon. Joe got 6 comedians that never been funny. He want to push out.
Not many comedians would dare say that Rogan is pushing out other comics that aren't funny. We can speculate who those 6 people are for fun. I would say Brendan Schaub, Brian Callen, Bert Kreischer, and probably Ari Shaffir, and I'm not 100% sure on the rest. Maybe you guys can help me out with those. Now, did Katt Williams really mean 6, or was it just a figure of speech? Because he also said he read 3,000 books a year between the ages of 8 and 12. Now, it's nice that Rogan pushes people that he believes in and promotes a culture of helping other comedians instead of the scarcity mindset that was more prevalent before. But maybe there's a slight downside to that. If there was more honesty, maybe a few of Tom's friends could have told him that he was becoming out of touch. Or someone could have told Brendan that he was way too early in the game to be putting out specials. I'm sure Rogan's friends all thought he was terrible, but I guess they couldn't say anything. Which is strange for all the trash talking these guys do about Hollywood and cancel culture, but when it comes to other comedians, they seem to be pretty silent. I thought they're supposed to roast whoever. No one should be off limits. In this next clip, you can see how upset Whitney Cummings is when describing how she was mocked by another comedian.
This comedian played the audio saying this, or whatever, he's like an internet comedian. This is watching stand-up comedy in 2020. And he pulled that from my Instagram. It wasn't in my special. Watching a stand-up show in 2020. And then it was like everyone was making fun of like, oh, comedians, it's like going to war. It's like, you guys are like soldiers out there. They're saving the day. Like just making fun of.
But I'm worried about you.
It's not one person. It's a comic.
I thought comics were supposed to make fun of each other and speak their mind as these self-proclaimed truth tellers. What Katt Williams said about Rogan and his friends is what a lot of fans have said online, but no comic would ever repeat. And that's one of the reasons why he's being celebrated so much. Finally, someone from the industry is actually saying what many of us are thinking. Even if you don't agree, at the very least, he's shining a light on the fact that the comedy world isn't much different to Hollywood.
And like, they're all a group. Cedric, Steve, Ricky, they've been a group. Everybody knows that. They've been aligned. And there are these alliances in comedy. And if you stand against them, then they sometimes have a problem.
You're young internet. You've never been Hollywood.
But that is Hollywood
No,
now.
it's young internet.
No, but that is
Hollywood
now.
still exists.
No, no one
Yes,
cares about your friends like Sandra Bullock. No one cares about them.
Tim and a lot of Rogan's friends are a part of the new Hollywood. It's simply a new generation. In some ways, Rogan's group might as well be its own TV network. You have JRE, Two Bears, One Cave, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, We Might Be Drunk, The Tim Dillon Show, Kill Tony, Flagrant, The Fighter and the Kid, Good For You, and I could go on. I wouldn't be surprised if this was Rogan's next move. If they all got together for their own subscription service, they would make a killing. Anyways, it's the Rogan network that they all benefit from. Bert recently joked about how important Rogan is in not only comedy, but just promotion in general.
That's right. We beat you because we're friends with Joe Rogan. So the story of our careers. We didn't have to try out for a team. We got picked. Our dad owns League. We didn't do anything during this.
This is probably one of the very few times when Bert showed some self-awareness. Rogan's New Hollywood has the same problem as Old Hollywood. We have guys being pushed on us just like the networks who push other comics who most of us don't like. I get the argument that Katt Williams is bitter and spreading negativity. I would say sure, but it was still funny, entertaining, and most importantly, it felt honest. The way he described Cedric the Entertainer without any hesitation was hilarious. At least Cedric doesn't have to worry about where he stands with Katt Williams. The feedback from this episode sent a signal that audiences value someone who isn't afraid to say what's really on their mind and call things as they really see it, despite the potential blowback. And someone like that isn't welcome in Old Hollywood or New Hollywood. If you enjoyed this, hit the like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.